Yeah, I wanted to go to the toilet, which was, of course, in the bathroom, top of the house. And as I got up there, it was very light. And I realised there was a bomb. Well, I didn't realise what it was. It was an incendiary bomb. So that was burning in the bath. And it didn't go right through, thank goodness.
Welcome back to For Honour's Sake, the podcast from the Association of Jewish Ex-Servicemen and Women. I'm Dan Fox, Chair Emeritus of AJEX, and we've been kindly invited today to the home of Cyril Shorts to talk about his life and service during World War II. We're also delighted to be joined by his live-in companion, Peter, who's here with us too. Cyril, thank you for having us.
Pleasure.
Perhaps we can begin where we always do, at the beginning. You were born in 1926. Indeed, you celebrated your 100th birthday back in March, and we have the birthday card from the King and Queen here to help us absolutely prove that. You were born in Dalston and grew up in Stoke Newington. What was it like?
And Finchley.
And Finchley. Yeah. What was it like growing up? What was family life like? What was school life like for you?
Family life was all right. I had ups and downs with my friends because a lot of them weren't Jewish, and I was. And it was thought that they simply carried on where their parents left off in their anticipation of people.
So there was some antisemitism you experienced growing up?
Yes, there was quite a bit, especially at school, because they learnt from their parents that Jews were different, and they didn't understand.
And at school, were there particular subjects you were interested in, particular subjects you excelled at?
No, I didn't excel at anything. No, there was nothing special.
Yeah. And so when did you leave school? What age were you when you left?
Well, it was during the war. How old was I? Yeah.
When war broke out, you would have been 13, I think?
Yeah, and I left at about 14. 14 or 14.
Were you evacuated during the war, or did you stay in London?
Yes, no, I was evacuated, but I came back to London.
Do you remember where you were evacuated to?
Welwyn Garden City.
Okay, so not too far.
No.
And how was your experience of the evacuation and who you were staying with?
I had a brother who was much younger than me, and I had to look after him. And he was the easiest boy to look after. We would call him a lobbus.
So for those who don't know, lobbus is a Yiddish word for a sort of rascal or troublemaker even.
Absolutely. He got me into trouble often. And, it was all right.
But after the Blitz, you came back. Your schooling continued, or were you into work by then?
I came back during the Blitz.
Okay.
My parents got me back, and we had a cellar where we lived, which we used as an air raid shelter. It was quite frightening at times, but more frightening in anticipation of what was going to happen. And I lived off of Lordship Road. Lordship Lane.
Lordship Lane in Stoke Newington, sure.
Yeah. We lived off.
And even as a child, as a young man, did you have a sense of what was happening in the war, of its importance, and of your own anticipation that you would be serving in it at some point?
No, not that. I first got the impression of the war, or was coming, when I got to Mitford, and the rabbi wanted money to send to the refugees, and he gave a whole spiel, and I was sick physically, and that was the first time I really knew much about it. My parents didn't bother me, and after the war I joined the 53rd group.
43.
43
group.
Yes.
Well, we will certainly talk about that. A very important part of British Jewish history.
I got when we disturbed one of their meetings in the Kensington Town Hall.
Yep.
We disturbed a fascist meeting there, and we had a running argument with them, and I got taken by the police into custody with 2 or 3 others, and I had to go to court the following day when they let us out about midnight, and I had to go to court. I think it cost me £5.
So that was your fine.
Yeah.
For a fray or whatever it would have been with the 43
Yes.
group. Okay. So again, a common story. British Jewish soldiers like you, having helped defeat Nazism on the continent, you came back to find there was still this residue of Mosley's black shirts on the streets of London and Manchester and elsewhere. And groups such as the 43 group, which was so called because it was founded by 43 Jewish veterans, led the fight against them, the literal fight against them, and you were very much part of that, which is
Yes, I was.
Yeah, absolutely.
As young as I was.
As long as you were, yeah, sure. You would still have only been end of the war 21.
I was in the army then, the war.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we're going to talk about that as well. So by March 1944, you would have been 18, and it was time to serve. You got your call-up papers, and you found yourself in, of all regiments, the King's Own Scottish Borderers.
No, I was called up, and I was in the Essex Regiment first. Then I did my basic training, and I went into terrible and
it's okay.
No, names go for it. And I kept in the Essex when I went down to Brentwood to clean up after the real soldiers had gone across
for D-Day.
D-Day.
Okay. So that would have been just after you'd been called up, just a few months.
Yeah.
But eventually you found yourself serving with the King's Own Scottish Borderers.
Yeah.
Yeah, part of the 52nd Lowland Division, and there couldn't have been many other young Jewish boys in the King's
I met
Own.
a couple. Yes, I did. I met a couple, and I had no antisemitism from the Scots, which surprised me because I always imagined them to be anti-Semitic. But they weren't.
So for many of them, perhaps it was the first time they'd even met a Jewish person.
Possibly.
Yeah. And did you have much of a Jewish life in the army? Was there contact with chaplains, anything like that?
No, I wasn't. I didn't stand out in any way. I just kept quiet.
And one of the things that must have prepared you for what you were about to face was the fact that during the Blitz you found a bomb in your bathroom?
Yes. I didn't tell you that.
No, but I've done my research.
Oh, yeah, I wanted to go to the toilet, which was, of course, in the bathroom, top of the house. And as I got up there, it was very light and I realised there was a bomb. Well, I didn't realise what it was. It was an incendiary bomb. So that was burning in the bath, and it didn't go right through, thank goodness. And my mother came up and put sand over it.
Okay.
And it stopped it.
Wow. And did this sort of like the bomb disposal have to come and get rid of it? And or is it still there?
I don't. Yeah, I'm still there. I don't remember. I must admit, it's things get very mixed up when you start getting older.
Sure.
You know what I say? Older.
Older, not old, just older. Absolutely, absolutely. So you just missed it at D-Day with the Essex Regiment, but it wasn't long before you found yourself as part of the liberation through Europe with the King's Own Scottish Borderers, and especially in November 1944, Op Infatuate, which was the liberation of Antwerp and surrounding areas.
Of where?
Of Antwerp. You found yourself as in Belgium,
yes,
helping to liberate Antwerp.
Yes.
Can you remember much about how you came to be in part of that battle, the deployment, the journey, anything like that?
No, I can't really.
Do you remember it was an amphibious landing? So do you remember sort of landing on the islands around it and
yes,
and the moment that you essentially found yourself in battle?
Oh, well, before the battles, we were in Holland and we went to Neuengamme. I don't know if you've got it down there, I can't remember.
Well, you would have been, I think you were first, again, you were, the Op Infatuate itself was the amphibious assault with the Canadians of various islands in the North Sea and then off the coast of Belgium to help liberate Antwerp. You were part of that as part of the King's Own Scottish Borderers.
Right.
Yeah,
that's right.
And what do you remember of those? Because it was hard fighting both on the islands and then through the urban areas as well. Do you remember much of that?
I don't remember much about it. You just did it and it suddenly disappeared.
Yeah,
from memory.
Of course.
And there's not much I remember about the islands.
Well, I mean, Op Infatuate itself saw, on the Allied side, 489 killed, 900. So Op Infatuate, the battle that you were part of, saw almost 500 Allied soldiers killed, 1,000 wounded, and almost 60 go missing. But you made it through. Thankfully. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And from there, you helped liberate Bremen. Bremerhaven. Yeah. And do you remember much about being in those areas at all?
No, I don't.
Yeah. And it was also, as part of the Bremen liberation, there was also the liberation of a network of concentration camps.
That was after the war.
And that was after the war.
Around we went in. They'd been liberated, and we went in that area and looked after them for a while.
And what was that like? What did you find when you were there? What was can you even begin to describe the scenes?
Yes, the Germans had got the prisoners to dig holes in which they lived, literally in the ground, and we changed it round. We put the Germans in the holes, told them to get on with it, and we stayed there for only not even a few weeks, and then we went on.
And there must have been along the way, there must have been perhaps a few close scrapes. There was a few close scrapes for yourself in terms of close scrapes, what you might have faced yourself, the bullets and bombs flying over.
Oh, that was any time till the war finished.
And there was perhaps your closest call was a bullet to your mess tin.
Yeah,
which saved your life. Yeah. Do you still have the mess tin?
No. The thing that saved my life was the fact the mess tin wasn't tight to me. it was hanging off the back of me, and the bullet went between me and the mess tin, and then finished up in the mess tin. But these are things I've forgotten about.
Of course.
And you didn't know that until in the evening, because the backpack was suddenly torn off you almost. And then in the evening when you came home, you opened the mess tin and you found the bullet there, and then you realised what had happened.
Yeah, yeah, he's got it right.
Yeah.
It was quite frightening.
Yeah, it was.
And do you remember sort of how far into Germany you went? Do you remember the...
Schleswig-Holstein was the last place I stayed.
Oh, so almost right up to the north.
Sorry?
Almost right up to the north of Germany.
Yeah, went skiing.
There you go.
Yeah, and I had a dog there, and a room.
And do you remember where you were on VE Day, when victory was finally declared? Do you
I was
remember
in
where you
hospital.
were? Oh, okay. What had happened?
Tuberculosis.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it has a 1.5 lung.
Right.
Yeah.
So you contracted TB along the way,
Yes.
and you ended up in hospital in Germany itself, or were you brought back home?
No, I was in Germany, and I was felt all right, except occasional pain. And I had a dog there. I had dogs everywhere I went, and went skiing. I didn't know what was wrong with me. I was just not well, and
You had to come back to England for the tuberculosis. They couldn't.
Couldn't treat it there.
They couldn't treat it, and they discharged me from the army without saying anything. And I went to my mother's doctor, a civilian doctor, who also was strange enough was German, and he sent me for X-rays and things, and sent me into hospital, and I had an operation then. I was out of the army by that time.
Sure.
And I had the operation, and I've been all right ever since.
Well, we're glad to hear that. So after the war, you were a furrier first, I think.
Can I just add, sorry?
Of course, yeah, please.
Cyril, tell how you celebrated VE Day in the hospital.
That was in Germany.
Yeah, how did you celebrate?
We had a bottle of beer between two.
That's all there was.
Fortunately, I don't drink.
Right.
I never did drink very much. And I gave the bottle to one of the other boys.
And so, as we say, eventually medically discharged, and your life can start again. You can go back to civilian life. And I think you took up was it the family business as a furrier, first of all?
And my father was a furrier, and my uncle, Nat Whitty, was a very famous furrier. He did it for all the royalty. Nearly all my uncles were in furs.
But the other careers you pursued were as a deli. You managed a deli, you did a laundry, and eventually you settled down into trading paintings.
Yes, always right. We didn't have a deli. My father bought a salt beef bar in Southend,
Right.
which is a bit different.
Yeah.
And I went down to help and finished up, getting up at 2 o'clock in the morning, put the meat on and getting everything ready. My father took the money, but it was his money in the first place.
And along the way, you met Letty, your wife.
Oh yeah, I met her with...
When and how did you meet?
I met a girl at a dance hall
Was that in London, in the West End?
in London.
Yeah.
Yeah, in Kilburn.
Oh, Kilburn.
Yeah. Because that time we were living in West End Lane. I don't know if you know it.
Sure.
Yeah, we lived in a flat in West End Lane, and I was well enough to do dancing and so on. And I met this girl, and it was her birthday. After a few times we were meeting, she was married, and she wanted a party, and I made her a party. I went home and took all the drink I could out the cupboards, and I made her a party. And Letty's friends were asked to this party. I didn't know them, but the girl did, and she came, and we got friendly, and that was it.
And you had 60 wonderful years together, including raising your two daughters, Paula and Elizabeth.
Yes.
And do you have grandchildren now, great-grandchildren?
I have 3 grandchildren. I don't see much of them.
No.
One lives down in Devon or somewhere. And one's... those the 3, they're a bit scattered.
Of course. Families are these days, yeah.
Yeah. And I don't see my grandson much. I saw them all at the party. They all came.
For your 100th birthday?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And but I don't see much of them now because I don't get out and I don't drive.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
It's very difficult to get to people if you don't drive.
Of course.
Because taxis are so blooming expensive.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And what has sort of, I mean, after your career had finished, what was retirement like for you? Were you still in touch with friends from the war? Were you still in touch with your regiment? Things like that? Nothing like that, no?
No. I got in touch with the regiment later, thanks to Peter. Peter helped me do that. But I didn't have many friends in the regiment. I was out the army for quite a little while before I settled down.
Yeah.
And it's awful when mine doesn't go as you want it to.
Of course. It's there's a lot to remember and a lot to take in still. But you've been in where we are now, Stanmore, for 20 years, I think.
Yes.
Yes.
About that, and you're very settled here, which is great. I know that you were also invited by your regiment as a guest of honour this year at the Colonel's Review, which is like the dress rehearsal for the changing for the Trooping of the Colour.
Trooping of the
Colour. Tell us a little bit about that. I'm sure it must have been a great day for you.
Well, they wrote to me and asked me would I like to go. I said yes, I would. And I got my couple of medals together, put one on a blazer, and
with your regimental tie as well.
Sorry,
with your regimental tie as well.
Tie, Glengarry. I bought the Glengarry and I had to pay for the medals because I never applied for them.
So many didn't. I know.
But they got them to me, a couple of them, and as I say, they offered me to go to the Trooping of the Colours, which I was liked, and I had Peter and my son-in-law and someone else.
A friend of the family.
Who was it?
John.
Oh yes, John. My cousin's husband. So we all went, and the taxi driver wouldn't take any money. He brought us home again afterwards. And it was very stimulating. It was. Have you ever been there?
I've been to Trooping of the Colour once. Yes, it's quite a sight and sound. Yeah.
Oh, I felt $1 million.
Yeah.
Because I was part of it at one time.
Fantastic.
And it was fantastic. He brought us home as well, and he still wouldn't take any money.
Cyril was very proud.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was.
Well, quite rightly so. And I mean, I hope there'll be many other such events to come again for you. And I hope that you'll add to your headdress and your regimental tie and your medals next time. Just a couple of thank yous from us for speaking to us today. We've got our Ajax pin badge, which I hope you'll be able to wear, and also some nice pin badges that we had made last year for commemorate the 80th anniversary of the end of World War II as well. And well, we hope you'll be one of our guests of honours at the Ajax parade in November.
Oh yeah.
And we'll see you in your full regalia and your medals and the badges to say thank you for today.
Oh, that's very kind of you.
Not at all. Thank you so much for speaking to us.
Can I put it down?
Yeah, just put that down there for you. Thank you so much for your time.
Not at all.
And your memories today,
which aren't very good.
Well, that's completely understandable, and doesn't matter what you do and don't remember. The fact is that you are an inspiration to us. You're of that greatest generation that helped save us all 80 years ago.
Wow.
And the pleasure and honour is all ours. And thank you very much.
It is my pleasure. And I'm really grateful for you to come and hear me, because over the years I've forgotten most of it.
Well, over the years, part of your story has been captured.
Yeah.
We've captured a lot more today, and that'll be something for the future generations to learn from and know about. And again, we're incredibly grateful for your time and effort.
Not at all. No, I did what I had to do. I did what I was made to do. It's a different thing.
Absolutely.
To volunteering.
But everything we have today, we owe to you and your generation. So
good.
Thank you once again.
Pleasure.